My name's Abby, for those of you that do not know me. You may or may not have heard of Juice Plus, and so if you haven't heard of it, you might be asking yourself, okay, what is Juice Plus? Well, it's plant powders that have been juiced, dried, maintained their nutritional integrity, and put into a capsule or chewable form. So it's been around for over 25 years with absolutely outstanding gold standard research, and it's impacted thousands and really millions of families all over the world. And so before I get into why I believe personally that every man, woman, and child needs Juice Plus, I want to share a little bit of my story with you and kind of how I got here. So I'm going to take us back about 8 years in time. I was really wrestling with my health. I was getting ready to go to college, struggling with anxiety, depression, and gut health issues. And I did not realize the connection between gut health and mental health, which has become a huge topic lately. Doctors are calling gut the second brain. This was a very new thing when I started really struggling with it. I cut gluten. I'm pretty tall. At one point, I was about 100 pounds. I literally could not keep food inside of my body. I would eat and immediately have to go to the bathroom. I mean, my gut was just a disaster, and I had never grown up with these kinds of issues. The anxiety and depression came out of nowhere, and so it just kind of blindsided me. And so I was at this point, I was in college at this time, and I remember telling my mom, I was like, I need to go see a doctor. Something's not right. You know, I had been tested for celiac disease, that was negative, but I had cut gluten because there had been some intolerances in my family, and so I went and I saw a doctor, and she, I went through this questionnaire, and she's like, yeah, you have, textbook, you've got some anxiety, and so she sent me home with some anti-anxiety meds, and I started taking those, and about 10 days in, I quickly made a decision that was not the route I was gonna go. I was starting to get dependent on them, and it was just 10 days in. I could, 2 o'clock would run around and I would feel the meds wearing off, and I was like, in 5 years, I'm not gonna be, if I don't make a change, I'm not gonna be happy with where this is going. And so I decided I was gonna go a more natural route, which now I feel like going a more natural route is much more accepted, and there's a lot more resources. Back then it was like, there was not, it felt very difficult to do that. And so I went and I saw a holistic health doctor, and she did some scans on me and confirmed that there were in fact a lot of issues going on in my gut, and she sent me home with like 40 different supplements, and my parents spent thousands of dollars and all these things, and it did help me, but it was not sustainable. And so I was kind of at this place, this standstill place where, we're a couple years into the journey now. And so I was at a standstill when Juice Plus came in to my life and was introduced to me. My mom actually introduced it to me. She had heard about it at a healthy living meal prep event. Our friend, who is a 3-time stage 4 ovarian cancer survivor, she was at MD Anderson in Houston, her oncologist. She was actually signing palliative care paperwork, and they were doing a study with it at MD Anderson, and he said, hey, you have nothing to lose, like, I would give this a go. She was not able to be in the chemo chair because her white blood cell count was so off, and so she started taking Juice Plus. She was very skeptical, it's like, it's chewables, you're like, what is this, astronaut food? And so she started taking it and was able to get back into the chemo chair, and is, cancer-free. And so the nutrition that fed her cells gave her the endurance and what she needed to be able to get back so that her body could fight. And so my mom bring me these Juice Plus bags, and I'm like, Mom, what is this? My mom was very much the natural gal of the family, and I'm like, what is she bringing me now? So I was very skeptical. But I really had nothing to lose. And so she gave me a call to courage. She was like, listen, I want you to give Juice Plus a year, and if at the end of the year you feel no different, I'll leave you alone. And so I was like, okay. So she said a year because it takes our body cells an entire year to regenerate. So at the end of the year, whatever you have fed your body over the last year, you're likely going, you're gonna feel it. If you've made consistent changes over a year, you might notice, holy smokes, I actually feel incredible. And so over that year, my gut started to slowly correct itself. It started to heal, which we know that plants heal the body, they heal the gut. I was addicted to caffeine when all of these issues started. I was able to move to 1 cup of coffee a day really by choice. I just liked the taste of it. I had such amazing natural energy from plants. I was exercising, I was drinking tons of water, and then towards the end of the year, as my cells had been fed Juice Plus for an entire year, quality good nutrition, along with other lifestyle changes. I tell people it's not a magic pill, but my anxiety and my depression started to go away. And so I was like, oh my gosh. So about 3/4 of the way through that year, I really made a decision that it was gonna be my mission to share this with as many people as I possibly could, because we are not getting enough fruits and vegetables. That's just the reality of it. The recommended serving is 7 to 13, and let's be real, Courtney said it, like we do not have enough time in our day to be able to do that. And a serving is a handful. And they say we need that in a variety of colors. So maybe you have favorite fruits and vegetables, you're gonna go back towards those. You're not gonna go for like a beet or a prune or a Brussels sprout. You're not gonna reach for those. And so after my 4 years of being heavily involved in the community and really just learning about nutrition, what we know is that there isn't a disease process that plants cannot improve. And so what do I mean by a disease process? So whether you've got a kid in the classroom that's struggling with focus to Alzheimer's, whether you have somebody that's insulin resistant to full-on diabetic, you've got inflammation to cancer, I mean, the list goes on. And then the number one killer in the United States of America is heart disease. I mean, so what we know is that plants heal the body. And so fruits and vegetables, no matter where you are, whether you're pregnant and doing this type of Olympic event of carrying a baby and building a human, or you're an Olympic athlete or anywhere in between, we all need fruits and vegetables. And so only about 10% of Americans are getting the recommended dose of fruits and vegetables, which is a pretty staggering statistic. And so that's where Juice Plus comes in. It's intended to bridge the gap between what we are eating and what we should be eating. So it's not a meal replacement. It is not supposed to take the place of real food, but it's pre-digested and it gets to your cells. And so, we're talking about cravings. Your cravings will become less and less. That's not to say I don't love a good sweet thing sometimes, but like cupboard rummaging. I don't know if you feel like you eat and you just like have to go back to the cupboard because you just can't satisfy your cells. Typically, people notice pretty quickly that they're not cupboard rummaging when they start on Juice Plus, because their cells are being fed such quality nutrition that they're not like, I'm missing something, I don't know what I need. And so I truly believe no matter your age, race, sex, demographic, that everyone needs Juice Plus in their life, because we just aren't getting the nutritional needs. And so we have an incredible program where kids can get it for free. And so if you're interested in learning about that, I can share it with you, but I've got some samples that you can take on your way out. I just ask that you fill out your name and your phone and your email, and then your greatest health or challenge or struggle for 2022. And if you have questions, I would love to answer them, but that is basically it. So I'm so excited to partner with Courtney in the studio and honored to be able to share a little bit with you guys. So thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So fun.
Sure.